Alright, I'm back, and the last thing I want to talk about in this series today, we've been talking about things you can do to mobilize your hip joints, to decrease pain in the hip and groin region, and also to strengthen the ab and adductor muscles, or the muscles that are responsible for pulling your thighs in and pushing your thighs out. So those of you that know me know that I'm not a big advocate of the Beavertron machine. That's any of those things, where you sit down in the gym and then you got to close your knees together or you push them apart against resistance. Those things don't really work too good, and you see a lot of times ladies and guys in there thinking it's going to shape up their inner or outer thighs. And as we all know, there's no such thing as spot reduction or shape reduction with weightlifting. How your muscles look has a lot more to do with the stress you impose on them and your diet. So that's out of the scope of what we're going to focus on today. But avoid the Beavertron machines if possible. If you actually really want to work the muscles around the hip for the inner outer thigh or ab and adduction movements, one of the best things I've found is using resistance bands. You could use an easier band or a harder band depending on your strength, but I'm going to show you two different things today. First, I'm going to show you some lateral band walking, and I'm going to show you a little bit of forward back movement. Both of these things, both of these exercises are excellent, both to increase hip mobility and strengthen the ab and adductors, as well as I like to use them as a warm-up for my workouts whenever I'm going into squat and deadlift. Both things this works great for. So the first thing you want to do is you get your feet out wider than shoulder width, okay? But before you get them too wide, get your band, place it down on the floor, step inside the band, make sure that your feet, your toes, are past the band. So you want the band almost back towards your ankles, okay? Then depending on the resistance of the band, lock your knees straight, get your feet wide, and have your toes forward. On this one, you don't want your hip bones rotated out and your toes pointing away. You want your toes straight ahead. So even though your feet are wide, toes are straight ahead, okay, knees are locked. Lift up on the band wherever necessary or decrease it. But what we want to do here is you want to keep your legs always wider than shoulder width, okay? So here I'm in a start position. I'm just going to, whoa, too tight. I'm going to take a little step over, little step in, little step over, little step in. Okay? You constantly want to keep tension on the band as you move. Okay? And you're just working in this position. What I would say is you want to be doing this for somewhere around 30 to 40 seconds, changing directions halfway throughout or every so many steps. Okay? And you're going to find that this really works those hip muscles, the inner outer thighs, as well as the glutes. Okay? The second motion that you're going to do, again, you can get out to start. You want to have your feet at least shoulder width apart. Step into the band. Make sure the toes are forward, knees are straight. And now what you're going to do, keep the width, little steps forward or like a mummy walk. Okay, so you're constantly abducting those thighs and then walking back. Walking forward, walking back, but keep that tension. You don't want to get in here because then the band's sort of losing its purpose. Okay? So one more time, I'll go back to that lateral walk and then you should go and try these. So you're going to step into the band, make sure that your feet are a little wider than shoulder width, and make sure that you're not all hunched over here like you got a back like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. You want to make sure that your shoulders are back over your hips and your chest is up and open. So if you can't do that with the band you're working, the band's probably too hard and you need to lighten up a little bit, all right? So in this position now, my toes are forward. I'm going to step in, step out, step in, step out, step in. Really keep tension on that band, okay? That way you're going to really strengthen those hips. You don't have to make as short a movements as I am. I'm just limited right now in the range that I have with this camera setup. So I just want you to get the gist of the motion. Usually I'd have people go somewhere between about 12 and 15 feet in either direction, both side to side and front to back. But these band walks are an excellent way to strengthen your hips, relieve pain, and increase mobility. So I hope you like what you've seen today. Go out and give it a try. Let me know what you think. I'm Darren from Animal Strength. Thanks.